Hey, Walking Man 45, got a couple projects I'm working on. This one is a brush axe. It ended up being a gigantic pain in the ass because it's an old school true temper brush axe, and I couldn't really find a haft handle, whatever, that was the right size. So I ended up finding this piece of Tennessee hickory online. It's about a little over, 40 inches, a little over 4 feet. And I basically had to turn it down to get it to fit. And I just used my sander and a chisel. So what we're going to do today is get a wedge in there. This one's going to be a little difficult to film, but get a wedge in there, and then get some epoxy in there. But basically this was, here's the mark. So here's the stamp, and you can see it says True Temper, and then hard to show on camera, but it says Kelly Works. And so this was my grandfather's, and I got it back in the late 90s. And from what I can find online, there's a cool post a few years back on, let's see, Woodtrekker. And so it kind of goes into the history, and the long and short of it is Kelly Axe began in the 1800s, 1874-ish, and they went, all over the country, and they, changed their name a few times, so it's difficult to date any of their stuff. But you can go to this Woodtrekker site. They've got some, tang stamps, heel stamps, whatever they're called. They eventually, Kelly bought out AAT Co., which is American Axe and Tool Co., in 1921, and then they got True Temper, whatever. Anyways, as you can see, it's like a long history, back and forth, consolidations, acquisitions, pretty interesting. Such a huge manufacturing company, and really the history is so convoluted. So anyways, this guy dates from around 1949 to about 83. And yeah, so let's get some wedge and epoxy in it. And yeah, I had a handle for this when I was a kid, and I basically hand carved it, but it was pretty crappy. So here we are. And yeah, I know this isn't the perfect way to do things. As you can tell, the handle doesn't even completely fill up, but it's the best I could do with the stuff I had. also at the same time, we're gonna do this guy too. So this is a Craftsman, I guess you'd call it a carpenter's axe. Looks like it was, I was gonna say it looked like it was kind of gray, painted to begin with, maybe green. I don't know. I got it at a flea market or whatever. And I just love the look of these things. And there wasn't any cracks, but the handle was pretty beat up. So I got another one, hickory handle. Again, I had to hack away at it a bit to get it to fit. So, and this is like pretty jumbly tumbly. Let's get it out of here. Yeah, I don't know what it is about these. I just really like them. All right, so let's get another wedge going. Okay. So I'll trim all this off. I'm gonna put some epoxy in this guy too, and then afterwards I'm gonna put some boiled linseed oil on there just to clean it up. All right. And yeah, I like to just put some tape around stuff. Inevitably, I found like when doing this, the epoxy gets all over the place. Alright. So, using this stuff, got it at Wally Worlds. I think it was like 15 bucks. So it's pretty easy, just half and half. And then after I'm done with this, I've got a cool Klein electrician's knife that I also got at a flea market store. Gonna clean up just really basically. I've actually been selling off quite a few knives. Kind of just got out of control with the tactical knife craze over the last few years. So haven't really sold any traditionals. And I do have some upcoming videos. I'm going to be making a few more of these, like kind of not really a knife kit, but I bought a few more of those blade blanks that I made this guy out of. So I've got some more antler. And again, I know that there's probably other ways you can do this. This is just how I've decided to do this guy. Yeah, this project has been waiting for 25-30 years. You know, I don't really use a brush axe very often. This one probably won't even be used too much either, but you know, it's a cool tool, and for me it's pretty old. to make some more of this. Like I said, I'll take a saw to the top of this after. I was just trying to get it all sucked in and soaked through. I guess I probably should have trimmed it to begin with, but here we are. And again, I know that there's everybody has their own way of doing things. All right. Let's look at this knife real quick. All right, so for whatever reason, I really like electrician knives. This one is a Klein and Sons, Chicago. And here's some of the history. 1857, World War II, Klein and Sons, Chicago, made in USA, which is this bad boy. And I'll probably just clean it up a little bit with some polish. Some of this stuff, never dull. The blade is a little side to side. I'll try to bash it a little bit, but I'm not really going to carry it. So, but cool half stop, nice piece of history, World War II. And yeah, I've got a bunch more of electrician knives I'll show at some point. All right, that's all I got for you. Walkman 45 out.